أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the class again after a week. I hope you had a good week and you had some good time, not just spending the week, but also revising some stuff that we did in the class. So I had a very busy week, a lot of guests at home, so it was quite packed for me. So I hope you had a good week and you got a chance to just review what we did last time. We're quite close actually in concluding the content that we originally planned for this course, the entire booklet that we shared with you. It's quite close that we are going to cover all of it, almost, alhamdulillah. Probably in this class or the next one, we may be able to complete it. But we're not stopping there, right? We're going forward and continuing the learnings and the study. We keep on going as much as we can. So inshallah, as far as you stay together with us, so we plan to keep on going, inshallah. So there are a lot of advanced topics that we have not covered yet, which require the foundation that you have made so far. But I hope you are in a good position to start using your knowledge and the learnings that you have so far onto the Quran. In the last class, we did some Arabs of the Surah Al-Asr, and I requested you to look into the Surah Falaq on your own, in your own time. Assalamu alaikum, Imran. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. So I requested you to look into the Arabs of the Surah Falaq yourself, if time permitting, because I really wanted you to just start picking up on this, start bringing your concepts together. If you have done that, great. If you have not done it, I will just quickly walk through it today in the class, so we know what we're doing. But I think this is the time where you start picking up some smaller surahs and try to look at those surahs a bit more differently, a bit more from the grammatical analysis perspective, to develop this concept of looking at the Quran as your best workbook out there. So if you can apply your knowledge onto the Quran like that, inshallah, it will open up lots of things for you and for us, all of us. Without this effort and without this practice, nothing comes really. So we have to work hard and also apply what we learn as much as we can. Only then it comes. Otherwise, it's always either too slow or it never comes. So inshallah, keep on going. Inshallah, we will continue the study. Today, what we plan is just quickly do the Arabs of the Surah Falaq, just to bring everything together. Then we will also revise what we did last time in the class very quickly. And inshallah, we'll do some exercises very quickly. And we'll start to touch on some new topics today, so that we have planned. There are some new topics that I want to pick up today that we have not touched yet. Okay, if you have any questions, please do put in the chat. I have I've that chat in front of me, so please don't be shy. Whatever question you have, just put it in. No question is a stupid question. Question not asked is a stupid question. Just ask the question. We're all here for learning. Don't be shy. Just put in your question, inshallah, and we'll try to answer that as much as we can. Okay. So as always, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we kickstart the class, inshallah. Okay, let me share my screen with you. Okay, in a few minutes or seconds rather, you should be able to see my screen. Okay, and I would possibly know when you are able to see my screen, because I am also watching myself delivering this lecture, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it's necessary. Okay, good. So you are able to see my screen now. So what we'll do is we first start with the Arabs of the Surah Falaq very quickly, inshallah. So what we'll do is I'll take you to the workbook that we used last time, inshallah. And what we did is the Arabs of the Surah Asr here, if you remember all of that. So we did that last time in the class, and I hope you got a chance to review it. In this, along the similar pattern, we will do the Arabs of Surah Falaq, so we understand how the Surah Falaq is organized. And let me just kickstart that now. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. So it's a tiny surah, and we recite this surah almost every day in one salah or the other. It's one of the most famous ones that we have in the 4 Qul surahs, yes. And I think almost everybody knows it. So it's good to understand how it is structured. So what I did was, when I gave this to you last time, I highlighted this Qul because you have not done it yet. You have not done this form, Qul, yet. So I highlighted this so you could ignore that. I also pointed out this ma. Because this ma is something you have also not done. It's an ism mawsul. You have not done it yet, so you can leave out. I did mention to you about iza. Iza is a harf that means when. There's nothing more to tell about this yet. Okay? There's nothing more to tell. There are 2 izas used. One, min sharrin ghasiqin iza waqab, and wa min sharrin hasidin iza hasad. Okay? 2 izas used. So these are the harfs. Other than that, everything in the surah is something you know. Okay? You know all of it. You know all of it. If you've been following the lectures so far, you know all of it. And there's nothing that you don't know. So what I will do is I'll just quickly do the Arabs of the surah, and then we'll start with the new topic, inshallah. Okay? And then the quick revision, of course, of what we did last time. So, Qul, I said Qul is something you do not know. Qul means say. It's a command. Say means say. Say. Okay? How this command is constructed, we are very close to learning that. Inshallah, if not in today's class, then definitely tomorrow we will learn this, how commands are constructed, inshallah. So when you see Qul, you are effectively looking at the quotation marks opening here. Qul, say. And then whatever comes after it is called a maqulul qawl. It means whatever the statement is that comes in a quotes. It's a quote, opening of the quote. I'm looking at a'uzu. When I look at a'uzu, I look at the beginning, which is the hamza beginning, and which is o ending. It's kind of an ansuru pattern, isn't it? Ansuru, from the present tense chart. It's an ansuru pattern, which is the ana form of a present tense, isn't it? Ana form of the present tense. A'uzu. That you also recite in A'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. That's the same a'uzu, right? I seek forgiveness. I seek protection. A'uzu means I seek protection. Okay? So it's a present tense form of the ana version. So what effectively it is giving me a fi'il, which is the present tense fi'il a'uzu, and the fa'il, which is the inside pronoun ana. It is giving me the ana. A'uzu. And it is the beginning of the jumla fi'liya, isn't it? It's a beginning of the jumla fi'liya. Okay? Then I go forward from here, and what I found is birabbi. B is a harf of jar. And Rabbi is jar because of the B. So this is effectively a jar majroor. This is harf of jar. Okay? And the relationship between the Rabbi and al-Falaqi. Rabbi is light. This one, Rabbi is light, no al followed by jar. Rabbi is light, no al followed by jar. So this is also an idafa relationship, isn't it? It's an idafa relationship here. So I cannot disconnect this entire bit. I can't disconnect it. This is all connected. This is all connected. So what I do is I take the whole of it, and I know because it started with the jar majroor, I know in jumla fi'liya, a jar majroor is muta'alliq bil fi'l. Yes, it's a muta'alliq bil fi'l. It's effectively the D part, the muta'alliq bil fi'l, the fourth element. You remember the elements of the jumla fi'liya? Fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul, and the muta'alliq bil fi'l. Yes, so this is the muta'alliq bil fi'l because of the jar majroor. Yes. So what this is doing here is Auzu started the jumla fi'liya, and with this jumla fi'liya you got the fi'l and the file. Within the Auzu there is no outside doer because it's ana form, and then you have birabbil falaqi, which is the harf of jar and the idafa combined, giving you the muta'alliq bil fi'l. Okay, then you move forward. Then you find min sharri. And if you look at min sharri, what is min sharri? Min sharri is another harf of jar, isn't it? Min sharri is another harf of jar. And ma khalaq. Ma you don't know. It's an ism mawsul. It's an ism mawsul. And khalaqa is mapping to the nasara, isn't it? It's mapping to the nasara. Khalaqa. It's a past tense fi'il. It's a past tense fi'il giving you a fi'il and the fa'il. Giving you the fi'il and the fa'il, which is the huwa. It's a huwa form of the fi'il khalaqa. He created. He created. Min sharri ma khalaq. Min sharri ma khalaq. So this entire bit is going to be another D actually. For the same jumla fi'liya, auzu. For the same jumla fi'liya, auzu. Because it's a jar majroor as well, right? And sharri is light, it has no al, and it has a ma following it. Because ma is an inflexible ism, you cannot tell the status clearly, right? But if it could be, then it is, remember? So sharri is light, no al, so it has to be followed by jar. The status of the ma would be jar. It's kind of, it's an idafa relationship happening here. It's an idafa relationship happening here. Okay? Okay, it's an idafa relationship happening here, and there's a relationship between the ma and khalaqa which you have not done yet. Okay, which you have not done yet. This is the ism mawsul and sila relationship which you have not done, and we'll do that inshallah later on in the class. So what you need to do is buy into my argument that this entire line is a muta'alliq bil fail 2. Let's say call it 2. This was 1. Muta'alliq bil fail 1. This is the muta'alliq bil fail 2. Okay, and then we go forward, we find a waw which is a connector. It's a connector waw. How do I know it's a connector waw? It's a connector waw because nothing is after it is an ism. We have another harf after it, right? If it was a harf of jar waw, I should be having an ism in jar state, but there is none. So I have a min, which is another harf of jar that tells me this waw is not a harf of jar waw. And again, min sharri is harf of jar, fragment. Sharri ghasikin is an idafa, fragment. Okay, sharri ghasikin, idafa, fragment. And then there's a harf, which means when, and then there is a waqaba. Then let me just close the notifications. It's already closed. Then there is a waqaba. Waqaba is like a nasara pattern. It's a fi'il and the fa'il huwa. Okay? Nasara pattern. Okay? So because for the same reason as before, you would label all of it as D3. It's a muta'alliq bil fail 3. It's a muta'alliq bil fail 3. Okay? All of it up to this point. This one jumla fi'liya going on here. This one jumla fi'liya going on here. Okay? Your jumla fi'liya started here, and it's still going on. It's still going on here. Okay, it's not ending. It's not ending. It started there and it's not ending. There are three muta'alliq bil fi'ls here. Okay, then you go forward. Then you go forward and you find another connector. This is another connector, just like before. And you find min sharri, which is another harf of jar fragment, jar majroor. And sharri naffasatin is another idafa. Sharri naffasatin is another idafa. Okay? So what you do is you label this one as a D4. As a D4, which is muta'alliq bil fi'l again, up to this point. Up to this point. And then you find fil uqadi, which is again a harf of jar fragment. Harf of jar fragment, which is your D5. There's so many muta'alliq bil fi'ls going on. It's the same, if it's the same sentence going on so far. That started with a'uzu. That started with a'uzu. Okay, so this is where you are asking for protection from many things. You're asking protection from Allah, a'uzu bi rabbil falaq, from the shar of what He created. Min sharri ma khalaq. Wa min sharrin ghasiqin is abaq. From the darkness when it starts to happen. From the darkness when it starts to happen is usually the time of the Maghrib, where the shayateen starts to come out, basically. And wamin sharrin naffasati fil uqad, and from the ones who blow in the knots, the guys who do the black magic, right? Who blow in the knots. Okay. And the last one is again a connector. It's again a connector, and the same pattern. Harf of jar fragment. Min sharri is harf of jar. Sharri hasidin is idafa. Idafa, and iza waqab is a hasad when they are jealous. Okay, from the evil of the one who is jealous when they are jealous from us. Okay, so hasada is also a nasara pattern, which is giving you a fail and the file. Okay, so all of this is going to be your D6 effectively. It's going to be a D6. Okay. All right. Okay, now this is where this entire sentence keeps on going. That started with auzu, keeps on going, and this is where it ends. This is where it ends. This is a full sentence started with auzu, or goes all the way up to the end. And as I said in the beginning, the qul starts a quotation mark. This quotation mark ends here. Okay, so if kul, and this is another sentence, which is the sentence of kul, effectively this kul is encapsulating all of this. This entire surah is encapsulated in another sentence, which is starting with kul. Yeah, starting with kul. So kul is the primary sentence that started the surah, which is a quotation marks, which is the quotes, and within the quotes we have another sentence, which is A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq. It starts with A'udhu. And within A'udhu, we have many other embedded sentences. Look, for example, we have Khalaqa, which is a fail in itself. It's an embedded sentence, isn't it? Fail is a sentence in itself. The Jumla Fi'liya. Waqaba is a sentence on its own. Hasada, it's a sentence on its own. Right? So there are a lot of embedded sentences going on here. Okay? But the pattern of the surah is very, very similar from one ayah to another. It follows the same pattern. Okay, those kinds of i'rabs. There's nothing that you cannot do here other than the kul and iza that I told you already, right? So you know all of it. You just need to start thinking along those lines. Okay, so everything coming here. The ism studies are coming here. The fi'l studies are coming here. Jumla fi'liya coming here. The fragments come here. Okay, so just start looking into the Quran like that, inshallah. It will open up so many things for you, inshallah. Okay, so it was a very quick Arabs. I did not dive into too much detail, but very quick run through, because I hope that you've got a chance to run through this at home as well. And inshallah, once we have completed this content of this course, I will give you another surah to work on, inshallah, on your own, and come back with the Arabs, so you get to practice a bit more. Okay, So inshallah, any questions on this so far? If there's any question, please do pop in the question in the chat. I will try to answer. Okay. Good. So if there are no questions, let me move forward. Let me move forward with the remaining part of the class, where we quickly want to revise what we did. What we have done so far is we have done the af'al. We have done the present tense fail and the past tense fail. Okay? This is what we have covered already in the class. And within the past tense fail, I told last time in the last class that there are 3 forms of a present tense fail. Within the present tense fail, there are 3 forms of the present tense fail. 3 forms of the present tense fail, which is called the fi'l mudari, right? Which is called the fi'l mudari. Fi'l mudari. Okay, and we quickly touched on these 3 forms, and we did some rules. Those 3 forms. The first one is the normal form. And this normal form is called a marfu form. It's called marfu. Okay, this normal form is called marfu. Everything that you have done in the present tense chart is a normal form. It's a normal marfu form, right? You can call this fi'l mudari marfu. Okay, it's a normal form, right? So we have not done any abnormal fi'ls as yet, right? The second form is called the light form of fi'l, light, which is called mansub. Light form of a fi'l, present tense fi'l, is called mansub. Okay, we did that in the last class. So I'm just quickly revising all of that. And there is a lightest form. That is called majzoom. That's called majzoom. Okay, that's called majzoom. Okay, there are 3 forms of the present tense fi'l. These forms do not exist. I mean, the last 2, the light and the lightest one, they do not exist in the past tense. They do not exist in the past tense. They just exist in the present tense. Okay, and what we did some rules of how to make a fi'l light or lightest. How to make a fi'l light or lightest. Okay. So there were rules. Okay. Let me just combine those rules here. Okay, very quickly revise them. Rules for making light and the lightest fi'l. Okay. Rule number one. We said if the fi'l ends with a dhamma, let me just start with the light one. Light. Let me call it fi'l mudari. Let me give you some terminology here as well. Fi'l mudari mansub. Okay, which is effectively light. Present tense. This is the light present tense. Okay. What we said is if the present tense ends with a dhamma, what are we going to do? Then change the dhamma to fatha. Okay. This will make the present tense light or mansub. So for example, if we have yansuru, our favorite fi'l. Yansuru, this is a marfu form. This is a marfu form. Okay? This is a marfu form. You could have, and you can make it light by changing the dhamma in the end into a fatha. That will become yansura, isn't it? Yansura. 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 That is a mansub form, which is the light form. Okay? That is a mansub form. Light form. That's it. So what you've done is change the dhamma into a fatha to make a present tense light. To make a present tense light. Okay? What would you do if a present tense ends with a noon? Because they're present tense like yansuruna, for example. It doesn't even have a dhamma in that. So what should I do? So if the present tense ends with a noon, and remove the noon. That's it. You have to remove the noon. That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing special. You just have to remove the noon. Okay? So examples. Examples. Yansuruna. Oops. Yansuruna is a marfu form, which is a normal form. Yansuruna is a marfu form, which is a normal form. How would you make it a light form? You just remove the noon. Okay? Yansuru. And when you remove the noon, you put a alif if there's a vaw at the end. If there's a vaw at the end, you put the alif. Okay, that's a spelling thing. That's a spelling thing in Arabic. Okay, mansub. Okay? That's the light form. That's the light form. All right. That was the rule number 2. That was the rule number 2. Okay. Now, what if we want to make? What if we want to make it lightest, not light? Let me just copy all of it so I don't have to type again. Okay? Let me just copy all of it. So, what if I have to make it majzoom, the lightest instead of light? Majzoom. Which is the lightest, present tense, lightest. What do we change? What do we change? So the rules are the same. What we say, if the present tense ends with the dhamma, then change the dhamma to sukoon. This is the first change. Sukoon. Sukoon instead of a fatha. In the case of the lightest, it's going to change into a sukoon. Therefore, yansuru is a marfu form. In a majzoom form, it is going to become yansur. It is going to become yansur. Oops. Wait a second. It's going to become yansur. Okay? Not the fatha, rather a sukoon. Majzoom. Okay? The same rule, but instead of putting a fatha in the end, you put a sukoon in the end. Okay? This is as simple as that. Okay? As simple as that. We still haven't done why we do all of this. We will inshallah do it very soon, either today or tomorrow, depending upon how the class goes. But right now, I'm just telling you how to make them light and the lightest. Okay? Just bear with me on this, and inshallah we'll know more. Okay? If the present tense ends with a noon, then remove the noon. There's no change in this rule. There's no change in this rule. So in the case of majzoom, the mansoob and majzoom would look the same. The light and the lightest would look the same. The light and the lightest would look the same. Okay? They won't look different. Yansuruna is a normal form, and yansuru is going to be the light or the lightest form. The context will tell us. The context will tell us, and we'll learn some of this context today. Okay? We'll learn some of this context today. What is that context? Inshallah. Okay? And then there was another rule. There were two pronouns that do not change. In both cases, either light or lightest. They don't change. Okay? The hunna, and antunna. Both feminine plural. Both feminine plural. Do not change. Do not change. Okay? Hunna and antunna do not change, meaning whatever form of a fi'l exists in the hunna and antunna form, they will remain the same in the normal light or the lightest. Okay? They will remain the same in the normal light or lightest forms. Okay? I just let you digest this for a while. Let you digest this for a while. So the only difference is basically the sukoon and the fatha here. Just notice this difference. Okay? So in the light form, we change the dhamma into fatha, and in the lightest form, we change the dhamma into sukoon. Okay? Change the dhamma into sukoon. In both cases, we remove the noon to make them light or lightest. And in both cases, the antunna and hunna does not change. They would not change. Okay? This is what we did last time in the class. Okay? There's nothing magical about this. Okay? So, is there a question? Is there anything not clear? If there's anything not clear, please tell me, and I will, inshallah, try to clarify this. Okay. Okay, great. Excellent. Very good. So let's move forward, inshallah. So now, today I want to give you some more harfs. They are harfs just like we did in the harf of nasab and the harf of jar. They are harfs that make present tense light or lightest. They make present tense light or lightest. That's what I want to give you today first. Okay? And then we jump onto the exercise. They're pretty easy. They're not too much. They're just few. Okay, let me just give you the light harfs. Light harfs. Okay? Light present tense harf. Light present tense harf. If you want some terminology, this is called harf nasibatul mudari because it makes the fi'l nasab. Okay? Mansub. It makes the fi'l mansub. Let me write it here. Don't worry about the terminology too much if you cannot recall it. It's fine. I'm just giving it to you. Harf nasibatul mudari. Okay? Harf nasibatul mudari. It's called nasiba because it is used to make a present tense mansub, meaning light. Yeah? These are the harfs. Okay? So I'm going to give you these harfs and stay with me on this, okay? It's not difficult. These are small harfs that you find in Quran quite a lot, and if you just know them, then it makes your life much easier. Much easier. And these harfs are also used to make advanced sentences like commands, like forbiddings, like conditions. And we'll do that. All of this, what we are doing is basically forming a foundation to understand how commands work, how conditions work, and all of that, or how the forbidding work in the Quran, inshallah. Okay? So once you have learned this, we will learn about the forbidding and the commanding in the Quran, which is quite an interesting topic as well. Right? So the first harf I'm going to give you is called an. An. Okay? An. Simple. It means two. Means two. That's it. An. Okay? Meaning two. It is a connector. It's a connector harf. Okay? It's used to connect things. Okay? There's nothing more I can tell you about this. It's just a simple harf. An. And then there is lan. Lan means will not. Will not. Lan means will not. An lan. Then there is likai. 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 Likai means so that. So that. An lan likai. So that. Okay? Likai comes in three forms. Remember the three forms. It can come as li only. It can come as kai only. Or it can come as a whole. As a whole, likai. Okay? It can come either of these three. Okay? Likai. It means so that. So that. Okay? And then there is izan. 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 It is written in another way as well, like this. Izan. It's written in both ways. Sometimes with tanween, sometimes separately. Okay? Izan. Izan means in that case. Oops. Izan means in that case. And the last one is something you already know, which is hatta. This is not a harf of jar harf. This is harf nasibatul mudare. It's a harf that will make a present tense light. Okay? But it means the same, until. How would you know if it is a present tense light harf or a harf of jar? You would know that depending upon what comes after it. If there is a fail after it, it is going to be the present tense light harf. If it is an ism after it in a jar state, it will be a harf of jar. Okay? The context will tell you. An, lan, likai, izan, hatta. Okay? These are the harfs. I want you to recite these harfs with me 5 times. Don't be shy, just say with me. It's a matter of learning the book of Allah, inshallah. Okay? So let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. An, lan, likai, izan, hatta. 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 One more time. An, lan, likai, izan, hatta. Great. Whenever you see these hurufs, whenever you see these harfs, they will always be having a present tense fi'il after them, and that present tense fi'il will be light. That present tense fi'il will be light. Okay? So these harfs, the only job these harfs have is to make the present tense fi'il light. And these small harfs, because of their meaning, to, will not, so that, for example, lan is will not, it's a negation of some sort, right? It changes the meaning of the fi'il. Okay? So lan yansura, for example, if I say lan yansura, yansuru is the original fi'il in the huwa form, meaning he helps. If I say lan yansura, making yansuru light, this will mean he will not help. He will not help. Okay, so it's important to know these harfs. Okay, so I will give you 1 minute or so to just digest them in your own time, and then we'll go forward, inshallah. Just take your time, read through these files. I'll keep them on the screen. Just read through them. Try to keep them in your mind as much as you can. An, lan, likay, izan, hatta. Just take a minute or so. All right. Okay. Good. So an, lan, likay, izan, hatta. These are very easy files. Let's go and do some review in your notes on page number 45. Page number 45 of your notes. Page number 45 of your notes. So we have some examples from the Quran. These hurufs are listed in this page, on this page as well. An, lan, likay, izan, hatta. And below are some examples from the Quran. Let's do some examples from the Quran. So inna allaha la yastahi an yadriba maslan ma. Okay. Now when I look at the yadriba, here, I know a fi'il that starts with a ya and ends with an u sound, like yansuru, for example. Okay. I know this fi'il. But I do not know any fi'il that starts with a ya and ends with a fatha. So that confuses me, right? That confuses me. But what I do now is, because I know these harf nasibatul mudare, the light present tense harfs, I look back on the context and I find an. And an makes a present tense light. So I can easily connect why there is a fatha here. Okay? Why there is a fatha here in the end? Because of the an. An is making this present tense light. Okay, it is making the present tense light. And if you read the translation, it says, indeed Allah is not timid to present any example. This to is coming because of the an, because an means to. Okay, an means to. All right. Next example. Inna allaha ya'murukum an tasbahu bakaratan. An tasbahu. Now I know tasbahuna. I can map tasbahuna to a present tense chart, like tansuruna. I know it's an antum form of plural. Okay, but I do not know tasbahu or tansuru. Right? So what I look at is, why is this not completed in the end? It's not completed because an is making it light. Now, how do I know if this tasbahu is light or lightest? How do I know if this tasbahu is light or lightest? I know it is light because an is a harf nasibatul mudare. It's a harf that makes a present tense light. not lightest. Okay, because of the an, I know it's a light form. It's a mansub form of the present tense. Okay. وَلَن نُشْرِكَ بِرَبِّنَا أَحَدًا. Now again, same story. Same story. Nushriku, I would understand. Nushrika, I don't understand. Okay, so I'm looking at lan, which is meaning will not. It is making the present tense light. We will not associate. We will not associate. If you look at the translation, we will not associate anyone with our master. Okay? Kai nusabbihaka kasiran. Kai means so that, isn't it? Kai means so that. And we said kai kai is a form of likai, right? Likai can come in three forms: li, kai, or likai as a whole, right? It's in this case it's coming as a kai only, right? And it is making this present tense light. Oh, sorry, this is not this one. This one. Okay, nusabbiha, nusabbiha. The ka is an attached pronoun. Okay, ka is an attached pronoun. Okay? Nusabbihu. It was nusabbihu, and it has been made nusabbiha because of the kai, because of this light present tense. Liyakuna lil alamina nazira. Okay? Ya beginning and una ending. Ya beginning and una ending. In this case, we have this lam as a harf nasibatul mudari, and we have the dhamma changed into a fatha. Just like before. Hatta yaqula is the same story. Hatta is making yaqulu a yaqula. Okay? Hatta is making yaqulu a yaqula. And again, hatta yu'minna. It's yu'minnu. It was yu'minnu. It is made yu'minna. Okay? So whenever you see these hurufs, they would make a present tense light by changing a dhamma into a fatha or removing the noon. And that's it. That's all. So what about yakuna? Yakuna is a special. It's a special fi'il which is like this. Yakunu. It's like this. Yakunu in a singular form. It's like yakunu. Okay. And when you make this yakunu singular form, sorry, yakunu. In a singular form, a light form, you change the dhamma into the fatha. Yes, I know, but when you will understand this when we do the kana and its sisters topic. So this is a bit more advanced fail. This is a bit more advanced fail, Imran. So it is something different that that is not usual in every fail. Okay, so it is not the plural version. If it was a plural version, you would remove the noon. You would remove the noon. It's still a singular version, and the fatha, the dhamma is changed into the fatha. Okay, in the singular form, yakunu is written like this. Yakunu. Okay? Yakunu. This is a singular. This is a huwa form. This is a huwa form. Yakunu. Okay? Yes, it's mapping to yansuru. It's mapping to yansuru. Okay. So when yakunu in a singular form is written like the way I've written here, if you look here, yakunu, and you have to make it light, what you would do, you would actually remove this dhamma and you would make it a fatha. Okay. All right. Okay, good. So are we okay with these hurufs? An, lan, likay, izan, hatta. There's nothing much I can tell you about them. That's all. There's nothing much I can tell you about them. Okay, so if you find this, let me go one step further and give you the hurufs. They're just 4 hurufs for the lightest form. They're just 4 hurufs for the lightest form. Okay? Lightest present tense harfs. They're called harf jazimatul mudari. Harf jazimatul mudari. Harf jazim zimatul mudari. Okay. Harf jazimatul mudari because it makes the present tense majzoom. Because it makes the present tense majzoom, meaning lightest. Meaning lightest. If you're Urdu speaker, you know jazm. Jazm is a sukoon, effectively. It comes from the same word. Okay. Let me move on to the next page. Just like that, there are 4 hurufs that makes a present tense lightest. And we need to know them. Okay, we need to know them. And I'll give them to you. Okay. And these hurufs are in. Oops, first one is in. In means if. In means if. Okay. In means if. And because, as you would expect, if is generally used for established conditions. It is used to establish conditions. And conditions can be established in present tense as well as the past tense. Okay, so it can be used with present and past tense. Okay, it can be used with present and past tense. Okay, but it will not make any past tense lightest. There is no concept of lightest past tense. It only makes the present tense lightest. Okay, so if it is used with the present tense, it is going to make it lightest. If it is used with the past tense, you will not see any change in the past tense. It will just be normal. Okay, but it can be used with present tense and past tense both. The second one is lam. Lam. Lam means did not. Did not. It's like opposite to lan that we did in the previous chart. So we did lan, which is will not. It is like future and the negation, right? It's future and the negation, lan. But lam is the past and the negation. It pushes the meaning of a present tense into a past tense. Okay? It pushes the meaning of a present tense into a past tense. It is only used with present tense. It is never used with past tense. It is only used with present tense. Okay? But it pushes the meaning into the past tense. Okay. For example, he did not help. He did not help would be an example. We'll do some examples, inshallah. And then there is lamma. In lan lamma. Lamma means not yet. Lamma means not yet. And this not yet meaning is when it is used with present tense. It can be used with past tense. But when it is used with past tense, it is translated as when. It means when. Okay? Means when if used with past tense. Means when if used with past tense. Okay? In lam lamma. In is if, lam is did not, lamma is not yet. Only in and lamma can be used with past and present both. Okay? In would not affect the past tense, but would make the present tense lightest. Lamma means not yet, but when it is used with past tense, it means when. It means when. Okay? And then there is a last one, which has three forms. I'm going to give you those three forms. And those three forms are wal, fal, and li. Wal, fal, and li. Wal, fal, and li. Okay? Wal, fal, and li. Okay? This means should. Should. And that's it. These are the four hurufs, effectively. Okay? Four hurufs that make a present tense lightest. That make the present tense lightest. In lam lamma wal fal li. That's how we should remember them. In lam lamma wal fal li. Let's recite them 5 times, just like before, so we're clear. And then we'll see some examples and jump into the practice. You're right. In case of light, we have a likai, which can be used as li. And then we have the harf li here as well. It's the context that will tell you if it is light. Okay? It's the context that will tell you. Yeah? Just like hatta, for example. Hatta is also a harf of jar, and it's also one of the harfs that make a fi'l light. Context tell you. Okay? And we'll see some example, inshallah. Okay? So let's recite them 5 times on this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In lam lamma wal fal li. 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 One more time, which is the 6th time. In lam lamma wal fal li. Okay? Good. So I will give you 1 minute to just digest this. Okay? Just digest this in your own time. Take a minute or so to just go through them and make yourself comfortable with them. And then we'll move forward, inshallah. There's nothing more I can tell you about this. That's it. All right. Okay. So let's go to your notes again. So in your notes, you have some examples listed here. All of that I've written over there is mentioned here. So there's in, lamma, wal, falli. Okay. So in can be used with the past and the present. Lam means did not. It pushes the meaning to the past tense, used with present tense only. Lamma means not yet if it is used with present tense, and means when it is used with past tense. And li is should. They have not mentioned here as wal and fal. I've given you this wal and fal specially because that's how it shows up as well. Wal and fal. Please do write that down in your notes. Wal and fal. Okay, and you will see what I mean when we do some examples. Okay, so let's do some examples. Innaka in tazarhum yudillu. Okay, now this tazarhum has the lightest form. Okay, tazarhum has the lightest form. That's because of the in. That's because of the in. Okay, that's because of the in. This in is a harf jazimatul mudare, meaning the harf making the fi'il majzoom, meaning the harf making the fi'il lightest. Okay, so it makes the tazaru into tazar. Okay, tazaru into tazar. Okay, and the fi'il after it, let me change the color of the pen, and the fi'il after is also lightest. It's also lightest. And the reason for that is this is a conditional statement. This is if and this is then. We'll learn that later on. Okay, is if and then. Okay, if you look at the translation, it says, indeed, if you leave them, then they will mislead your servants. Okay, so there's a hidden then here. Okay, lam tujidu katiban. Lam tujidu katiban. Now, if you look at the fi'il as light or the lightest fi'il, like tansuru, not tansuru, for example, tansuru, tansuro, tansuru, yes, the plural form, for example, it ends with a vav and alif, right? Yansuru or tansuru, which was yansuruna or tansuruna in the lightest form. But in the light form as well, they look the same. There's no difference. They look exactly the same. How would I know this tajidu is light or lightest? How would I know if it is light or lightest? I would know that if I look back at the harf. If I look back at the harf, it is lam. And I know lam is a harf jazimatul mudare. It's a harf that makes the present tense lightest. Therefore, this tajidu is lightest, not light. So the context is telling me it is lightest. Okay? If you look at the translation, you see all of you did not find. Now, find is a present. It's not found, it's find. And did not comes from lam. It is pushing the meaning of a present tense into a past. It is pushing the meaning of a present tense into a past. All of you did not find a scribe. Okay? So that's the purpose of lam. Bal lamma yazuqu azaban. Okay? Bal lamma yazuqu azaban. Lamma means not yet when used with a past tense. It's a lightest harf. Yes? Yazuqu was a plural hum form, yazuquna. which is made lightest because of the lamma. Okay, which is made lightest because of the lamma. Okay. Now look at this. Fal yastajibu. Fal yastajibu. This is the reason I ask you to note them down as val, fal, and li. Val, fal, and li. In this case, you're looking at the fal. Looking at the fal. You don't have this fal in your notes. You just have li. You just have li. And there is no li here, is it? There's no li here. There's just fal here. So this li can appear as val or a fal as well. That's why I gave you three forms, right? So because of this fal, yes, tajibu is lightest. It's lightest. Okay? Yes, tajibu is lightest. And in the second example, it is appearing as val. Val. Okay? Val yu'minu. So when you don't see a fi'il in a full form, you should always question why it is light or lightest. Why is that the case? Okay? And you should have an answer. If I just tell you it's li, the harf, you will not find li here. Okay? So if you have wal, fal, and li, then you would understand, okay, wal, because this wal is here, therefore it is lightest here. Okay? All right. Any questions? There's nothing more to tell for now. Okay? On this topic of light and the lightest. It's one of the easiest topics in the present tense fi'il. To make a fi'il light or a lightest fi'il, and these hurufs. What you do need is some practice on these hurufs, so they're on your fingertips. So you don't have to look back to the table all the time. Okay? All right. Okay. So if you're okay with that, what I'll do is I'll jump on to the page number 48 of your exercise, of your notes. On this page 48, there's an exercise that will help you practice these harfs. Okay? What you have to do, you have to find if the present tense is in a normal form, meaning marfu, or the light form, meaning mansub, or the lightest form, meaning majzoom. Okay? So you have to just go through them and find if it is the case, which form of the present tense is. For the normal one, we would just write n. For the light one, we'll just write light. And for the lightest one, we can say t, for example. Okay? So let's do a few together. Lam yaj'al. Lam yaj'al. Which harf is it? Which harf is it? Is there a harf? Any of the harfs that we have learned here? Any of the hurufs we have learned here? Is it the normal one, light one, or the lightest one? It's pretty simple, right? You're just looking at the ending here and you're finding a sukoon, which is the lightest form, and you're verifying that sukoon with a lam. Lam. Lam is the lightest harf. So it's going to be the lightest. It's going to be the lightest. Exactly. It's majzoom. Yes? لِيُنْزِرَ بَاسًا شَدِيدًا. لِيُنْزِرَ بَاسًا شَدِيدًا. So I'm looking at the liyunzira. I'm looking at liyunzira. Now I know there are many lams I've done. The harf of jar lam, the light lam, and the lightest lam. And I have this yunzira. And I have this yunzira. which is not the lightest form, but rather a light form of present tense, isn't it? So this tells me this lam is the likai lam. Likai lam, right? One form of likai. Okay? It's the light form. Likai comes in three forms. It comes as a lam, it comes as kai, or it comes as a full likai, right? It's that. Okay? Tukhruju min afwahihim. Tukhruju. Sorry, not takhruju. Takhruju min afwahihim. So which form am I looking at here? Takhruju. It's a ta beginning and u ending. It for me it's a tansuru form. It's a tansuru form, right? It could be either here or anta. Either here or anta. But it is not light and it is not lightest. It's neither mansub nor majzoom. It's a marfu form. It's a normal form. Okay? It's a normal form I'm looking at. Okay? Okay. The na'lama. The na'lama. Again, it's a lam. It's a lam. And it's the light. It's a light nahnu form. Right? So this is going to be light. It's a very simple exercise, easy exercise. Let me see if I can find a specific one that we want to do. Okay, so what we do is let's do this one. Number 35. Number 35. Fala tas'alni. Fala tas'alni. So, can we identify a fail here? Is there a fail here? Let's look at the fail. I'm just looking for the fail. Fala tas'alni. Okay. I know this ni. I know this is a zamir, meaning attached pronoun. It's an attached pronoun. Okay, it's a pronoun. Okay. Fa I know is a connector. It's a connector. La I know means not. Okay. Then the remaining part is tas'al. Tas'al. Okay. Tas'al. Now this tas'al is lightest, light or normal? Is it lightest, light or normal? When I look at the ending, it has a sukoon. It has a sukoon on it. When I look at the ending, it has a sukoon on it, meaning it should be the lightest. Should be the lightest. Okay, but I also do not see any harfs before it. I also don't see any harf before it. Okay, so this tells you, what does it tell you? It tells you a fail can be lightest. A fail can be lightest if there is no harf before it, but that is a special situation. In this case, this is a forbidding statement, which we will learn. This is a forbidding statement. Okay? In case of a forbidding statement, you have to make a fail lightest. Okay? We'll learn this, inshallah. Okay? Yes, it could be here or anta. In this case specifically, I can tell you it's anta, and we'll learn why it's anta quite soon, inshallah. in probably the class tomorrow. We'll learn why it's anta. Okay, you're right, Imran. It could be hiya or anta. Okay, but when you have a forbidding statement, you usually have anta. Okay, what else I can do? Let's look at this one. La yashkuruna. La yashkuruna. Is it normal, light, or lightest? So normal, light, or lightest? It's a ya beginning and una ending. Yeah, it's a ya beginning and una ending. Ya beginning and una ending. It is not skipping the noon. It is not skipping the noon, so it's a normal form. It's a normal form. Okay. Let me pick up another one. Okay. Okay. Falam yastajibu. Falam yastajibu. In this case, what am I looking at? I'm looking at fa as a connector. Then we have this lam, which is harf jazimatul mudari. Jazimatul mudari means lightest harf. Lam is the lightest harf, and it is making yastajibu lightest. Although it looks the same in the light form, but this harf tells me it's the lightest. This harf tells me it's the lightest. Okay. So what I'll ask you to do is just finish this exercise at home. It's a very simple exercise, but it will give you good exercise on good understanding of which harf, how the fail is made lightest or not. The difference between the normal and the light and the lightest. Sometimes you have a fail in the lightest form, but having no harf before it, and we learn that when we do the commanding and forbidding. But here you would be able to, all you have to do is identify if the fail is normal, light, or lightest, regardless if there is a harf before it or not. If you find the harf, try to also identify which harf is it. Is it the lightest harf or is it the light harf? Okay. So before I close the class, let me just give you some insight into a surah that you recite almost every day, and it is using these hurufs. Okay. Let me go to Ikhlas. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid. Lam yalid. You see this? What is lam? What is lam? Is it harf jazimatul mudari or is it harf nasibatul mudari? Is it the lightest harf or the light harf? What was the fi'il? It was yalidu, isn't it? It was yalidu. Okay, and it is made lightest because of lam. Lam yalid. Lam yalid. Okay, and the same thing is happening afterwards. Walam yulad. Walam yulad. The fa'il yuladu is made lightest because of the lam. Okay, it is made lightest because of the lam. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. It is both are present tense, pushes the meaning in the past tense with lam, which means did not. And when you translate in English, you have to make sense in English too. So you can tweak words here and there. If you look at this translation, they would say, he neither begets nor is born. Okay, so it's a different kind of translation to make sense out of it. Translations are interpretations. If you literally translate, it would be something like he did not beget anyone, and nor did he got begotten. Okay, something along those lines. Okay, so very one-to-one kind of translation if you have to do. But when you do translation, you also try to make sense out of the English sentences. Okay, then you have walam yakun. Walam yakun. Now this yakun was a normal fi'il which is made lightest. Okay, walam yakun. Okay, all of this is lam, and you would find these hurufs used quite a lot in the Quran in various different places. Various different places. I can give you some more examples in the Quran. For example, let's go to Munafiqun. Oh no. Okay, so in the Surah Munafiqun, we have some examples here. Lan yaghfira. Lan yaghfira. Okay, this was yaghfiru. This was yaghfiru. But lan is a light harf. Harf nasibatul mudari. It's a light harf. It makes yaghfiru yaghfira. Okay, it's yaghfiru yaghfira. Okay, so when you read the Quran and when you find these hurufs, just try to understand the fi'il afterwards that is coming after it. You will find the reasons why it is light or lightest, and we'll do more tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow is probably going to be this, if possible, last topic until we cover this content that we have in the notes, and then we have some more topics that are not part of the notes that we sent you, and we'll have to send you a bit more to continue the course, inshallah. Okay, so just practice on your exercise. Practice on your exercise. Don't give up. Inshallah, come back tomorrow. Number 5. Number 5. Let me just do number 5 for you. Okay. Number 5 is yes. What's the matter with number 5? Nakussu alayka. Nakussu. Nakussu is noon beginning and u ending, like nansuru. It's like nansuru. It's like nansuru. Noon beginning and noon ending. Nansuru. Nansuru. Okay. It's a nahnu form. It's a nahnu form. And it's a normal one. Okay. Right? Good. Good. Excellent. So please do the exercise when you come tomorrow as much as you can. Try to do as much as you can. If you have any questions, anything troubling you, inshallah, I'll try to answer them tomorrow. Just a quick announcement: on the 15th of September, we may not have the live class because I need to go somewhere with my son. There's a doctor's appointment I need to go. So on the 15th, which is probably the next Saturday, there may not be a live class. I will send you an email about that. If there's no live class, we have some recordings of the lectures of some advanced topics. I will see what I can offer. There could be a possibility of either I share some recorded lecture with you that you can listen to and then come in the next class, or I could give you some exercise to do some Arabs of a surah on that day, and inshallah on Sunday we'll pick up again and take it forward. Okay, I'll do the formal announcement inshallah closer to time when I have a bit more surety of the schedule, but otherwise we're all good. Okay, good. Thank you very much for joining. Jazakallahu khairan, and inshallah I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very exciting topic, which is commanding and forbidding. Don't miss out. Inshallah I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, stay safe, take care of yourself and your family. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.